Hi folks, welcome to another video. I thought I'd give you something a little bit different today from the usual POV stuff. What we're talking about here is a lens review of the Sony 50mm f1.8. So that's the FE 50mm 1.8. Now this is a full frame lens. It's also Sony's cheapest full frame lens. I bought mine for about £134 on Amazon. And the current price I've just checked on Amazon is £135. So yeah, that's a pretty standard price at the moment for this lens. Is it any good? Well, let's see. Let's take a look at the specs. So let's start with the pros of this lens. The first of which would have to be the price. I mean, at £135 for a genuine Sony f1.8 autofocus prime, you can't complain. So benefit number one, price. It also has a 49mm filter thread, which means filters would be very easy to come by. It's a very standard filter size and also quite small and portable. Benefit number three, the weight of this lens. It comes in about 160 grams due to the plastic build, basically. However, benefit number four, is that four? Yeah, I've lost count. Is the metal lens mount. Okay, so that's going to be more durable than a cheaper plasticky lens mount. Okay, so those are the main benefits, I would say, of this lens. Okay, so now let's look at some of the cons, some of the negatives of this lens. Now, as I said before, it's a really lightweight lens. Another reason for that being it has no optical image stabilization. So there's no OIS in this lens, which is to be expected for a lens of this price. It also has no weather sealing whatsoever. As you can see, there's no internal rubber gaskets, nothing internally either in the elements. So yeah, that may be a deal breaker for some people. If you need weather sealing in your lenses, to match your camera perhaps, then yeah, don't buy this lens. Another possible drawback to this is, well, is it a drawback? I mean, I think it's quite to be expected for this price range, but it doesn't have an aperture ring, which is something that I, as a Fuji user, I'm really quite used to and do expect in my favorite lenses. But yeah, this is a bare bones lens, no aperture ring. Okay. Perhaps more serious in the real world is its autofocus. Now, the autofocus on this lens is slow by Sony standards. It's slow and it's noisy, with the elements moving, physically moving and audibly moving. So if you're a video shooter and you use the inbuilt mic of your camera, then don't use this lens. Use alternative means. There is also, in terms of image quality, in high contrast areas, I have noticed a bit of purple color fringing. So yeah, the optics not perfect. They're good, but they're not perfect, as to be expected for this price range. Final con, some people may say it this way, I don't personally care, but it's made in China, it's not made in Japan. If you care about that kind of thing, then yeah, it's going to be a con for you. Okay, now tech specs are all well and good, but what's far more important for any lens is the actual image quality and how does it perform in the real world. So with that in mind, I'd like to show you a little POV I filmed in Lisbon, a street photography POV, at the end of which I'll be discussing who I think this lens is for. Should you buy it or should you avoid it? Okay, cue POV, let's go. This is Sony's cheapest prime lens, the 50mm 1.8 FE. Is it any good? Let's see. So guys, who is this lens actually for? Well, I would say if you've just got yourself into the Sony full frame system, you bought yourself maybe an A7 III, A7 IV, A7C, and you spent all your money on the body and you have very little left for the lens, then you could do a lot worse than getting yourself a bargain budget prime nifty 50 such as this. This will serve you well for street photography, for travel photography, for portraits, etc. If, on the other hand, you've already got an APS-C Sony camera such as this A6400 and you're looking to buy this lens, do bear in mind that it's actually a 75mm equivalent on full frame, so it's a very long and tight focal length for street photography, I find, and also for general purpose photography. It's quite restrictive, unless of course you like taking pictures of your subjects from a distance, from a safe distance. Some people do, so in that case it would be good for that. So in summary then, for full frame, I would say it's a great way to start. It's a great budget lens. APS-C though, personally, I find it a little too restrictive for my purposes. I would much rather get a genuine 35 or 50mm for APS-C focal length with the versatility that brings. Anyway, I hope this video was in some way informative. I hope it was helpful to you. Do feel free to check out some of my other street photography POV videos and subscribe if you feel like it. And anyway, yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.